Hi. So two things. One, I deleted the original intro clip for this, so after this video, we're gonna get a life update, because I have news. If you follow me on Instagram, I have news. And there's a few other things I talk about in that video. Secondly, my hair looks different to what it does in this video, because I'm currently in the process of filming a, post-uni burnout glow-up video, and I cut my hair, so hence why it looks a bit different. So ignore the mess that it is in this video, it gets better. And yeah, also I'm having trouble, I need a new SD card for my camera, because the one I have, considering I'm filming in 4K now, is not big enough, so the glow-up video is going to be a mess in itself. However, hence why the intro of this clip is not filmed on this, and is still on the webcam. But I do all my reviews on the webcam anyway, so yeah, just wanted to put that out there, because as I said, like an idiot, I deleted the original clip. So, without any further ado, please, I just spat. Without any further ado, please enjoy my review of Stranger Things Stranger Things Season 4, Volume 1, like a month late. So, enjoy! A year since I've done a review, can we believe that? God. But welcome back to the casual, chatty reviews that I do on this channel, occasionally, apparently. Because, as you see from the title, I watched Volume 1 of Stranger Things Season 4, and just like everyone else who's watched it, I am equally as traumatized. So let's talk about that today. Hey guys, AnnaIsRandom here, welcome back to my channel, where today, like I said, we're going to be talking all the things Stranger Things 4 Volume 1. And yeah, as I said, we're all just a little bit traumatized from that. Let's all agree that we're looking at grandfather clocks a bit differently. They really said, you'll have grown up since 2016, you'll be fine. Excuse me, Vecna, killing somebody by, popping their eyes and breaking the boat, that's a very aggressive way of killing somebody, okay? Calm down. Calm down, okay? Which is probably a good time to say hi, there's spoilers in this, so if you haven't watched it, I did just spoil it, but if you haven't watched it, watch it immediately, but don't watch this video, because we're gonna just be discussing it quite freely. So without any further ado, let's get into what I liked, what I didn't like. Actually, there's not a lot that I didn't like. There was a few points where I thought they could have improved, but I hope that we get somewhere in Volume 2. Anyway, as I say, let's get into the discussion. The one thing I did notice throughout this season, by the way, I have my iPad here, so if I look this way sometimes, that's why. But the first thing I wanted to point out was all the season 1 throwbacks we had in this season. They really said, you've forgotten about Barb, haven't you? Yeah, she died in a swimming pool in the Upside Down whilst Nancy was getting shagged by Steve, and we're all just it's here's a gentle reminder of that. And there were loads of other moments like that, the flashbacks throughout the season, which I thought was a really nice touch, because obviously this is the second to last season, so it was yeah, let's see how far we've come, what things you will have forgotten about, and that kind of thing. So that was a really nice touch. I think they did a really good job with that. Oh, and also the return of Dr. Brenner, of course, that was the obvious one, right at the beginning. I mean, I watched the first 8 minutes before I actually watched the whole season, because they did release that, and it was very much an indicator of this season's gonna be way more intense. Again, we all have grown up since 2016, it's that kind of a thing. It's here's basically a horror movie in, loads of horror movies, because of the runtime of the episodes, which are, I mean, I'm not really complaining. I know a lot of people are oh my god, this is called a movie, not a TV episode, and I'm meh, still fun to binge. It was definitely a here's some more gore and stuff, but it was a really cool way of setting up the fake scenario of what happened in the lab with 11. Obviously, if you've watched the season, you know what I'm on about. But it was very succinct and very cool. And obviously, as much as we hate Brenner because he's a dick, it was. I suppose you get like a slightly different take on his character, like in the beginning before everyone dies. So it was a bit more of a slightly more caring side to him, I suppose. I mean, what he was doing was still terrible, and obviously the fact that he like stole Jada from mother and that whole thing. But yeah, it was a weird. Yeah, it's weird because I'm like, I don't want to like you, but I feel like I like you a little bit more. Like, I feel like you're not a complete psychopath. I feel like you are one of these, like, I'm doing it just for science, and then obviously with everything that happened, everyone dying, he thinks it's 11, so doesn't really treat her that well. At least that's just my opinion. But yeah, it was again, going back to like the season 1 throwbacks, it was definitely nice to have that link back with that return of his character and the return of like the lab and everything as well, which we'll get into, I'm sure. Yeah, the relationship, the next point I have is Joyce and Murray, which obviously we were introduced to Murray like last season, I think, or was he in season 2? God, I can't remember. By the way, if you want a review of season 3 with me very different hair and in my old childhood bedroom with the old background I used to have, then I'll link that up there. Because it was the last video I made before I went to university, actually, so that was fun. So yeah, the relationship between Joyce and Murray, I liked it. It was nice that we got more screen time just them, as they went after Hopper, which, I mean, we all knew that he was still alive after season 2 came out because of the clip of him, like when the trailers started to come out, kind of when they were still filming, kind of 2020 vibes, you know, so we already knew he was still alive, but so obviously it was going to be just Joyce and Murray going after him. And as much as I really liked their sort of banter, I feel like it was lacking compared to season 3. And I know that, yeah, compared to season 3, I feel like they could have had a little bit more banter in there. I mean, I know it was like a very serious mission trying to go after Hopper in. Actually, no, it was Alaska, wasn't it? It wasn't Russia. Anyway, but yeah, I feel like there could have been a bit more banter between them. I didn't really feel like they did that much justice. However, they did redeem themselves with like the reunion moment between Joyce and Hopper. Although, was it just me, or was I going kiss, 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 kiss to the whole? I was that person. But the hug was fun. It was wholesome. That's all we wanted. You know, it was a nice, long, wholesome hug, which was very, very nice. But yeah, I did want them to kiss. I hope we get a kiss in volume 2, because as I say, we've still got that to do, so cool. I really like how they highlighted Max's depression. Now this was obviously a very serious thing, with what happened in season 3, and obviously it's kind of been 2 years since, and you know, they definitely showed that. So the fact that they did that, but I feel like it was a very good representation, like the fact that she very clearly had been becoming more of a recluse and kind of going, like, detaching herself away from the rest of the group. And of course, you know, with her being a very feisty and confident character, the way that, you know, it's like her pretending everything's fine when it's not, like with her counsellor and that whole thing, and she's like, yeah, fine, yeah. Like, that's very on brand for her, and I feel like they really kept it very authentic to the way that, like, she would show depression. So yeah, I just thought that was all very nice, and obviously the arc with her coming back to Lucas, I felt like it was really nice. I mean, obviously they bonded over over that scene, that one K-Bush song that has introduced us to Kate Bush. I mean, I knew who she was, but I'd never listened to her music before until that scene, and now I can't escape that song, and every time I listen to it, I'm thinking of that scene, same as everyone else, and it's just not, like, it's made like a really, like, light-hearted thing on TikTok, and I'm like, she was literally running away from death. Like, let's not put, like, a really wholesome, light-hearted video behind it, a song that reminds us of running away in the Upside Down. Like, let's not So let's not mix those two things. And so yeah, as I say, we are all traumatized by her storyline, okay, because of that one scene, that one song, okay, but still, her arc. And Sadie Sink, she's just an amazing actress. I think she is really just knocking it out the park. She's 20, I think, and she's playing like a 14-year-old. So, I mean, she looks the part. Obviously, they filmed that pre-pandemic, so yeah, she does read quite young, but she is doing an incredible job with Max, and yeah, I'm just really excited to see how she expands the character further in volume 2 and also season 5, which would be the last season. Anyway, but yeah, I just wanted to really shout out Sadie Sink in this bit because I think she's doing a really good job. And as I say, the writing with her depression, I think, is really well done. Now, moving away from our trauma for a second and talking about the hairstyles in this season, 11 and Will. I want to talk about them real quick, okay? 11's hair, not that mad about it. Very 1980s, very sort of full fringe. I mean, I can't really talk with the way mine looks today, but hers was like, and then just mullet. So, which is mine's not like that, but you know. But I feel like that was not the worst. The worst was Will, and apparently No Snap tried to talk to them about their hair, but they weren't moving on it. So good on you, Noah, for trying to get something done about it. Cause my God. I'm just staring at his hair like that is the worst 1980s bowl cut I have ever seen in my entire life. Oh my God, that's doing nothing for your head shape. No, why? Why? We already feel sorry for Will in this season, and now you're adding the hair to it? Like, come on. There's more than one reason why we feel sorry for Will, and the hair is just one of them. It's ridiculous. But, you know, I really... I really wanted it to be not so heavy. It was so heavy around the edges. Like, I just thin it out a little bit so it's not just Lego hair. Please. Just let him have a haircut, please. Please. Mike's hair is great. The mullet he's got going on, so much better. Then you've got Will. It doesn't make any sense. Oh, yeah. But anyway, I think... aside from his hair, we're all a bit more bothered about Will coming out of the closet. So, yeah, they have very much hinted that Will's gay, and I am very much looking forward to him confessing that he likes Mike. Because it's gonna happen, isn't it? It's gonna happen. Talking about, like, sexuality, the one LGBTQ character we do have is Robin, and I also like how they highlighted, like, her sexuality in that scene where like, her and Steve were trying to get like their love interest. I think that was a really cute moment. But I love how they didn't like focus purely on the fact that she's gay. I mean, I just love Robin. She's such a cool character. And yeah, the fact we got just a lot of her, you know, like the Hawkins gang. And we'll get into that later. But yeah, it was. And, like, throughout the season, like, the banter between her and Steve, the banter between her and Nancy, though, they're friends now, which I think is great. The whole thing, them trying to get that interview with that guy, and, you know, with the clothes and, like, them, you know, that whole thing with them trying to get the interview with that guy, like, honestly, so funny, so amazing. The way she just, like, stood up and gave, like, this whole fake rant about... her at like camp or whatever, like, oh, she's just such a cool character, and I really did actually like how they introduced like that relationship. So that was kind of unexpected considering, you know, Nancy and Steve, you know, that whole thing, which is nice. But yeah, I'm shipping Nancy and Steve again, like we all are. Her and Jonathan, it was a nice moment, but he has too much going on. Like, he's like doing drugs and being that whole thing, and that's not what Nancy needs, okay? She needs new Steve. She needs the Steve that has grown up so much since season 1. She needs the Steve who is no longer a douchebag. She needs Steve the strong, independent man that is Steve Harrington. She needs that again. I feel like they need their like twin flame moment. But also talking about like that whole side of it. Yeah, this is now an appreciation video for the Hawkins team. Where hey, obviously we had the Hawkins team, the Florida team. But yeah, I feel like, as I say, Steve is no longer the dickhead burnout that he was in season 1, and they need their twin flame moment. Okay, thank you for coming to my TED talk about Florida, about the Hawkins team, and Steve and Nancy, because I need this to happen. Okay, that's adding to the list of things that need to happen in volume 2. Is that Will needs better hair and to come out of the closet, and we need Steve and Nancy to be twin flaming it up. Okay, so yeah, moving on. Moving on to the Florida team. We're talking about the Hawkins team, Florida team. Where hey, we have Susie. Susie's making a comeback. Oh yes. The chaos that was Susie's house, though, I was not expecting that. Don't think that was very realistic. To be fair, I didn't really get why her house was just like so chaotic when she's like a mom and the like Mormon family. I don't get it. I don't get why the house was so chaotic. I feel like how strict her dad is. I don't feel like that's. It was giving like Matilda vibes, and I don't think that really worked for that. It was a weird. It felt a little disjointed, to be honest. I didn't really understand it. However, Susie, still certified genius, absolutely fantastic. Brains for days. Give me more Susie. Susie Poo, Dusty Bun, needs to happen. Now then, going back to what we're talking about with season 1 flashbacks in the art and the lab, right? Let's talk about this, okay? Because it's probably the biggest plot twist, the biggest arc in the season. I mean, I don't know if I'm just stupid to spotting plot twists. I know some people are like, oh yeah, this is so obvious, but I genuinely didn't realise that 1 was gonna be like that guy was gonna turn out to be 1. Like I didn't know. He was just talking about it, and then all of a sudden 1. I may be just stupid and not very susceptible to these things, but honestly, I was flabbergasted. I was there like, okay, well that kind of makes sense, but what? You know, so it was a big moment for me. Congratulations to Grindelwald from Deathly Hallows Part 1. Sorry, Jamie. But yeah, it was the one thing. I was like, oh my god, it's Grindelwald from that one flashback. Yeah, the guy who was engaged to Bonnie Wright. Yeah, I really can tell I'm a Harry Potter fan. Anyway, but yeah, I feel like his acting was phenomenal. Like, hello, and apparently, like, Millie was genuinely quite terrified of him when he was in like Vecna mode, which was understandable. The guy is an amazing actor, so that, well, yeah, the whole thing with like the test subjects getting killed, and not really being down to 11. In the end, very well done in my opinion. As I said, you know, in the first 8 minutes you think he's 11 and then it actually wasn't, and it was like, okay, plot twist, woo! Which was like the second plot twist. The whole plot twist things happened in that lab, okay? That whole lab is just plot twist central at the moment. But I think that was very, 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 very well done, and the way it was set up was just very suspenseful, and it was like really tense, and yeah, as I say, it was just really well done. I love the vibe of it all. Best plot of the season hands down was that whole thing with the lab and Juan and the massacre and whatever else the heck's happening there. But I'm very excited to see what happens in the finale. So obviously 11's still in the lab, and you know, that whole thing. She's trying to get her powers back, which I really hope she does. I can't wait for the moment when she does get her powers back, and because that's going to be epic, right? We all know that's going to be absolutely epic, so really looking forward to that. I have to give a little bit of a shout out to Eddie Monson, because I feel like in the camera my hair looks a little bit like Eddie's right now, which is not intentional. But yeah, Eddie is a character. I mean, yeah. Everyone's like fangirling over Eddie Monson, like he's bloody, I don't know, pop star or something. I don't know what they're gonna do with that. I hope he's still alive, because otherwise Twitter's gonna go crazy. So I really don't. I hope he's not like another Alexei, where we get really invested in his character that he just cops it. Like, I really hope that's not the case. Hope he does get out okay, because obviously he's very much innocent, so. Chrissy, I feel like we were all starting to ship them and then she just died. So that was kind of an honourable mention, I suppose, for this season. But yeah, in terms of everything, in terms of Volume 1, honestly, this show gets better and better every season, and it's ridiculous. It is ridiculously good how they just improve themselves every single time. And I cannot wait for Volume 2, honestly. The Duffer Brothers, amazing work. Apparently when they pitched season 5 to the Netflix people, it made them cry, so that's gonna be fun to see. But yeah, I'm not ready for this to end though. Like I'm really not. So it's gonna be really sad when we finally get season 5. Which I don't know when that's gonna start filming. I don't know when it's gonna come out. Obviously, it'll probably be 2024 at this point. So just putting that out there. But yeah, it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. As I say, they never cease to amaze me with their creativity and their writing, and just so skilled in storytelling. And as I say, this season has just amped it up. I just want to emphasize again, they really said, y'all have grown up since 2016. Like, here's a horror film. Here's some more gore and more gruesomeness. But yeah, I don't really mind that personally. It was a bit of a shock, and obviously it got very dark since the first few seasons. But my goodness, does it work for this? And it adds way more to the season, I think, rather than just putting it in there just for effect. So yeah, that was my thoughts on Stranger Things Volume 1. Well, Stranger Things 4 Volume 1. I will obviously be doing kind of my rounded thoughts once I've watched Volume 2, so look out for that video. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any more of my videos. Also, make sure to follow me on all my social media, names for which will be, as always, at the end of this video. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Watch out for clocks.